Hi guys, welcome back, and hello if you are new. The cold winds of Texas blow us once more into the world of Frozen Soul as we enter the domain of snow and ice on their second album, Glacial Domination. So if you're not familiar with Frozen Soul, they are characterised by all things frosty and all things death metal. However, this record deals with a multitude of themes all put through that Frozen Soul kaleidoscope. They range from grief, loss, revenge, paranoia, anxiety. Arsenal of War, for example, is a direct ode to Chad's brother who sadly passed away, called Corey. And of course, there's still very much Tales from the Cold Crypt, but I think the band pay homage to real kind of classics of horror. Case in point, there's two tracks on this album, Frozen Soul and Assimilator, which are direct references to John Carpenter's The Thing, one of the best horror movies of all time, in my opinion. Another difference is that this album was produced by Matt Heafy of Trivium. As a self-professed champion of the scene and all that are in it, I think that he definitely helped the band, but by no means kind of steered the entire ship. It was very much still Frozen Soul. He was more there to, offer guidance and give them tools to be able to create the album that's going to take them to that next step in their career. And I have to say, in a production sense, the album sounds massive. Chad's vocals kind of descend like this frost, like over the listener, and then the drums have been really pushed to the forefront, guitars crunch really nicely, and when it all needs to, it locks in. But there's also a good number of guests that join the band's conquest on Glacial Domination. John Gallagher lends his vocal talents on Morbid Effigy, and then Matt Heafy, also does a guest solo on Glacial Domination and also guest vocals on Glacial Domination and Abominable, I think. And what I thought was really inspired was the inclusion of Ghost, who created a hell of a lot of the samples that you hear in this record that range from Abominable, Invisible Tormentor, Assimilator, and it's that kind of like 80s vibe. It kind of brings the world to life, and when you hear sounds of like swords clashing on Arsenal of War, or the gunfire on Atomic Winter, and that crazy Yeti growl roar thing on Abominable, it just kind of gives you a bit more of an image as to what this sort of world of Frozen Soul might look like. However, as I did say, they do honour the horror tropes, and it has that sort of John Carpenter-esque feel, a little bit Nightmare on Elm Street, I thought it reminded me of. And Frozen Soul are breaking ground on this record musically. I think Cryptovice, as great as it was a little bit one-dimensional, whereas now the dynamics have really been kind of fine-tuned, and there's lots of different elements in not just one song, but each of the songs on the album. Frozen Soul, the track, sounds like an Amon Amarth tune, but put through the lens of an underground death metal band. And I mean that in the highest compliments possible. Amon Amarth are playing fucking arenas. They're doing it right. But what I mean is that it's memorable, and, it's very immediate. We tried for all eternity. We formed eternally. And I also think there's a little bit of Parkway Drive on Glacial Domination. Again, meant as a huge compliment. These riffs, they're simplistic at first, but they really complement the song. And, they don't lose the heaviness or the integrity of the band. These boxes. And with that in mind, there is new guitar solos. You know, I was really, really excited when I first listened to this record and I heard so many guitar solos. It was really cool, but there's Slayer-style dive bombs. You know, they always really complement the song. And I just thought, oh, that's what was missing on Crypt Device. And it's just, again, leveled it up. You know, they've just gotten better with this album, honestly. And as I mentioned, there's definitely a change of pace. You know, you've got tracks which are like Abominable, which is a bit more dun, 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 dun. You know, it's like quite slow, quite grooving. You've also got Atomic Winter, which is again a little bit of a slower tune. But that sense of, you know, beating you senseless is still very much there. Like Invisible Tormentor, Arsenal of War, Best Served Cold in particular. That one just absolutely rips, especially because it's just like, oh, you know. And on this album, Frozen Soul have got that deadly groove. You know, I think it's best seen on Arsenal of War, when you just hear the war. And everything kind of comes in together. And it really creates that sense of momentum that really impacts the listener, I think. Whereas Crypt Device was more of a hell-bent mass murderer, Glacial Domination is far more meticulous. They stalk their prey before delivering that final killing blow. But that's not to say that the rabid frenzy has gone. Everything has been fine-tuned to try and create the optimum Frozen Soul record for its time. The thing is that they've shown me what they're kind of capable of, and now I just want more. I'm excited to see what comes next in their evolution, and definitely will be watching this space. You know, I think Frozen Soul are one of the premier death metal acts at the moment, and, you know, considering this is their second album, I reckon we've got some really exciting things to come from this band. So for that reason, I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section underneath me. And if you did enjoy the video, it would be great if you could hit that like and subscribe button, because I always want to see more of you and chat with you in the comments. And otherwise, I'll see you very, very soon for another album review.